Very happy to have you on the call today. For those of you who haven't heard my voice before, my name is Jillian McConnell, and on behalf of the Canadian Dementia Resource and Knowledge Exchange, I'd like to welcome everyone here this afternoon. The webinar that we're going to be participating in today is part of a series of webinars hosted by CDRAKE in partnership with the Neurological Health Charities of Canada, or NHCC. I do apologize if you've heard me go on this rant before, but for those who haven't participated in these events, the audio is provided over the phone, and the visuals and slides are provided by the online link that you would have received in the connection details, so you can watch the slides as our presenters speak. So on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see the chat pod, and that's where you can communicate with me during the presentation and where you can send your questions during the question and answer portion of the webinar. And just so you know, I have mentioned this prior, but all of the participants' lines are muted for this call, and that just helps us minimize any background noises that may be happening on your end of the phone. There's participants from one end of the country to the other, so the lines can get a little bit muffled. So if you do need to ask a question or if you have a concern during the actual presentation, I invite you to use the chat pod, as I won't be able to hear you. So the talk today is for an hour, and our presenters will each address the crowd for about 20 minutes or so, and at which point I'll open up the forum for a bit of a question and answer, and hopefully a bit of a discussion if possible. And then after about 10 minutes of that, we'll proceed to the next presentation, which again will be followed by another Q&A. So I ask that people refrain from asking questions in the chat pod until the end of each presentation, unless it has something to do with a definition or something like that that is really relevant to us proceeding. And of course, unless the question is technology related, and I'll do my best to help you out as much as I can at that point. As you've probably heard from the message, the presentation itself is being recorded.